Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to go over just planets, right? Because when you start spray painting, your first thing, most things that people start with are just planets. And it kind of gives you an idea of how to do everything else as you get into it. So I figured today we'll just cover planets. Now remember I said you wanted the tape and all that? Well, this is the reason for the tape. You just break off a couple pieces just to make sure that the painting doesn't move while you're using your magazines or anything to pull the paint off of it, which will make more sense as we get into it. But just so you can kind of see, this is how I set it up. I usually just do corners. A lot of people will have different ways. If you ever want to put a real nice border on a painting, you can use masking tape and just go along the edges, and it'll give you a nice border as well. So you can kind of do it any way you want. Now, for planets, there's a couple of different ways to do them, and I'm going to try to go over the ways that I've seen, the ways that I know, and kind of show you how you can do it on your own. Now there's a couple things that you'll need. You need some planet markers, basically, and you can use different sizes. You can use anything you want. You need some colors, and you can use any colors you want. That doesn't matter. The only one that really matters is the moon, and I'll show you how to do a moon. I'll show you a couple ways to do a moon, so you can do that. And a straight edge if you want to do some stars, and that's really about it. So for planets, it's basically pretty easy. A lot of junk on there, but for planets it's pretty easy. Let's start with just a basic planet. So we'll start with our greens. Okay. Now, when you're spray painting, the most basic thing to learn, or the most easiest thing to learn, is it's taking away paint. Right? You're not putting paint down, you're taking it away. So you have to keep that in mind, is that you're taking it away. So the idea is you want to use the color that you want to pop the most has to be on the bottom. And then the colors that you just want to kind of overlay will be on the top, obviously, because it's an overlay. So we're going to use our brightest colors on the bottom. So we'll put a little bit of light green right there. We can take the dark green, go right over the top of it, and we'll just take our magazine page, crumple it up a little bit, gives it a little bit of texture, pull it off, overlay right over the top, swipe a couple times, and pull up. Okay, and you get a nice texture for a planet. Now that's one way to do it, and that gives you your nice textured planet. Now another way you can do it is, this time we'll go with our blues. We'll put our greens back over here. And what you can do again, remember, light color first, and then dark color. Okay. Now, the other way you can do it is take another magazine page. You can crinkle it up if you want to. I always do. Put it right over the top and just spin. And it gives you kind of a different texture. Try to get that a little clearer. But you can see how it's different. Brings in a little bit of the whites and gets you a different kind of feel on it. So we'll do a yellow planet over on the other side here. And again, light colors first, a darker color over the top. You know what? And I'm going to put a little bit of orange on this one. So we'll take our magazine page again. Just crinkle it up. And this one, we're going to just swipe. And you can see it kind of gives you that sun, right? I think you can see that. Yeah, gives you kind of that sun look. Okay. Now, those are your basic planets. Now, let's say we want to put a moon right in the middle. Okay, moons are a little different, but essentially, for moons, you're just going to take your white, put it right in the middle. White's a little harder to see, so you have to keep track of where you're going. And then you can take a little bit of black, and you can just spray it right over the top. Take your magazine page, swipe, pull it up, and you have your moon. Okay? Doesn't look like much of a moon yet, does it? But it will. Okay? Now, you have to figure out where you want your light to come from, right? Because there's a bunch of ways you can do these planets. And a lot of it comes into light sources because you want it to look right when you get everything done. Now, we could just put caps on all these right now and say, good, we have planets. But the deal is, it would look a little strange. Now, we have our sun up here, which means that the light's going to be coming down this way, right? So, what we can do is take our black, because these sides of the planets are going to be darker because the sun's coming out this way. And we'll just do a little bit of black on the back side of the planets. Kind of like that. Now, if you really want to get into it and get really technical, you can also take your white and put a little bit of a shine on that side of the planet. Kind of like so. Okay? Then we can take our markers. That's our moon. Right about there. Now, the trick on markers is you don't want to move them once they're down. Once they're down, and you're done with them. Okay? So, this one, right about there. This one, here a little bit. Okay? And then for our sun, we will use this one here. Now you might say, but Sean, you didn't put any marks on the sun. Well, the sun doesn't have any marks, right? Because it's the sun. So it's not going to be shadowy on one side or the other. So once you have all that done, those are your planets. Those are your basic planets. So if you want to finish out the painting in kind of a different fashion, all you got to do, spray around your markers, all in black. Make sure to get up close on the markers, right? You don't want any of that color shining through. It should all be black. I may speed this part up a little bit. I may not. I don't know. I haven't figured that part out yet. But just everything is black. While you're spraying, especially with the black, because you're covering a lot of territory with the black, always remember to shake your can. When you're spraying, you're always shaking. Stop, never stop moving. You gotta dance, all right? But you don't want to stop moving. So once you have that black down, you can decide on a couple of different things here, okay? If you put your hand in it. But you can decide on a couple of different things here. Do you want stars? Do you want the space to look a little different? Okay? Now, we'll cover space looking a little different later on. For right now, I think we're just going to do stars and whatnot. So, for the planets, you can do some kind of misting if you want. Just so you know. You can take a little bit of a white, or however you want to do it. And especially for the moon, I always like to do it for the moons. But you can see, like, you spray the top here, and what'll happen is the overflow kind of comes down on the painting. Just kind of gives it a glow, right? Because planets kind of glow, right? We want a glowy planet. So you'll get kind of an idea of what that looks like when we pull it off. For the sun, we'll do a little bit of an orange glow around, okay? Now, for planets, or for stars, there's a couple different ways to do stars. Probably the most popular way to do stars is you take your white, and I apologize, I can't really do this over the top of the painting. You take your white, and you take your fingers, and you can do this any way you want. but you just spray a little bit onto the finger until you get a nice blob like that. And then you can hold it really high and you just flick. And you get your stars. Okay? Now, there's a second popular way to do this. If you don't want to use your fingers, you can use your palette knife. Okay? And what you do with your palette knife is you take your palette knife and you're going to spray the paint on the palette knife. Okay? And then you can just take it and you're going to flick it. And it's just going to drop the paint on there. Now, to me personally, I feel like this gives it a little bit more than what you would normally get, because it gives it kind of a more scattered effect. I think it looks a little bit nicer than the flick, because things tend to be more even. But you can kind of see, now we have the stars. Okay? So, when you're all done, and you have all your stars and all your planets, all you do is take it off. You got your moon. And you got our sun. And basics, guys, don't ever forget, you can sign your painting however you want. That is completely up to you. But when you get all done, take a little bit of clear coat, in any corner you want. Doesn't matter which corner it is, it's up to you. It's your painting. Spray a little bit of clear, take your palette knife, and you can just sign your painting. Once you have that done, there's your painting. First ones, you can get the planets. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I hope this helps you get started in spray painting. I hope that you enjoy what you're doing. And remember, the art is in you. And keep your smile keep a smile on your face. I can't even talk. Keep a smile on your face, guys, because that's what art is about. Enjoy. We'll see you on the next time.